Hello, fourth graders. Today we are doing the first part of Unit 3, Lesson 2. We're only going to do this first page because I feel like that is enough of a mental load for us to take on today. And then the next time we have a video, it'll be this part 2. Okay? So, we've been talking so far about dividing and using what we know about multiplication to help us with division. But the thing about division, if you recall, is your dividend, the number that gets divided, isn't always going to perfectly match a math fact that you have memorized. It's not going to always have a quotient and then divisor with no leftovers. So when we do have leftovers, it's called the remainder. And we've practiced dividing and having the remainder and using our knowledge of multiplying things by tens or hundreds to help us figure out how to divide things with zeros and figure out how many tens or how many hundreds we're dealing with. Today, we're continuing the habit of using our multiplication knowledge to help us with division. And what we're doing today is we're going to learn a strategy that's very similar to what we were doing with the place value sections method for multiplication, but it's kind of backwards. So this page here is sort of like taking notes. So you're going to follow along with me and try to remember the strategy. If you need to see it again, you're welcome to come back to it and go through this process that we go through on this page with any other problems that you're doing, or if you have an online assignment or something, you can watch this part again because this is the strategy. Okay, so and we're talking about place value sections and also expanded. They're very similar. It's just where you put the number, right? Because they're just different ways to do the same thing. Okay. Sam divides 738 by 6. He uses the place value sections method and the expanded notation method. Sam thinks, I'll draw the place value sections that I know from multiplication. To divide, I'll need to find out how many hundreds, tens, and ones to find the unknown factor. So he set it up here. He has his dividend inside that first box. And what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how many hundreds we need to like get pretty close. We'll find the difference and bring that into the tens box. And then we'll find out how many tens we need. And we'll find the difference and then we'll bring that into the ones box. Okay, and then if there is a remainder, we'll just put the remainder at the end. Similar here, we're going to find out how many hundreds we'll need and how many tens we'll need and how many ones we'll need of multiplied by 6 to get 738. All right, let's get started. So 6 times 100 is 600, and that'll fit. 6 times 200, though, is 1200, and that is bigger than this 700, so that's too big. So we're going to go with the 100. So put our 100 here. And then remind me, what is 6 times 100? 600. And then what's the difference there? 138. Now that 138 right here, we're going to bring into this next box, okay? So then we're asking ourselves, how many tens do we need multiplied by 6 to get close to but not over 138? That's key there. Close to, but not over. So I'm thinking, all right, things that you can multiply. So let's do like the 6 times 10, 60. So 60, 160 would be 60. 2 60s would be 120. 3 60s would be 180. That's too big. And they did it a similar way. They said 6 times 20, so that's 2 tens. That's 120. 6 times 30 is 180, and that's too big. So we're going to go with the 6 times 20. So we're going to put our 2 tens there. We'll write our 120 underneath, and we'll find the difference. 8. Okay, so 18 is what we have left over. Then we'll take that 18 and we'll bring it into the ones place section of our place value section model. And we will ask ourselves, how many ones times 6 does it take to get 18? Well, 1 times 6 is 6. 2 ones times 6 is 12. 3 ones times 6 is 18. So it's 3 ones, you get 18. The difference is 0, so there's no remainder. So 100 plus 20 plus 3 is 123. And that's basically saying 6 times 123 is 738. Now the expanded notation method is basically doing the same thing. First we're going to ask how many hundreds do we need to multiply a 6 by to get close to but not over 700. And here we have 100. And so we did the same thing. We just wrote it underneath 600. And then we found the difference, 138. Same difference we found right here, right? Then we had our difference of 6. How many groups of 10 multiplied by 6 do you need to get close to but not over 138? So that's 2 groups of 10, right? 6 times 20 gets us 120, and that is subtracted here. And then we find a difference. And do you remember how many groups of 6 ones you need to get 18? 3. And then you'll just add all those up and you'll have 120. Okay, so this model, excuse me, this model over here is a little bit more compact. This takes quite a bit of space, but if you have a whiteboard, you know, there's no reason why you can't do that even if your paper is pretty small. So let's go ahead and look at this side over here. We're going to practice what we just learned. And if you're stuck, you know, you can go back to the earlier part of the video. Right, it says practice the place value sections method. Solve. Use the place value sections method for division. Excuse me. The sidewalk crew knows that there will be the new sidewalk at the mall will be 3,915 square feet. It will be 9 feet wide. How long will it be? So they put 9 feet over here, right? They put the 3,915 there. Then they ask themselves, okay, how many hundreds do you need to multiply by 9 to get close to but not over 3,900? And they found that 9 times 400 would give us 3,600. 9 times 500 though would be above. It would be 4,500, which is too big. So we'll stick with the 400. We found the difference, 315. Brought that into this box. Then the question is, what number of how many tens do you need to multiply by 9 to get close to but not over 315? And so 9 times 1 10 is 90. 9 times 2 tens is 180. 9 times 3 tens is 270. That's pretty close. 9 times 4 tens though is 360, and that's too big. So we'll stick with the 270. And then we found the difference, and it was 45. And then 9 times, we brought the 45 up here. 9 times how many ones gives us 45? 5. So then our answer is 435. So write that right here, 435. Okay, here we go. Number 2. The sidewalk at the theater will be 2,748 square feet. It'll be 6 feet wide. How long will it be? So we're going to do a couple of these together, and then I'd like you to try these 2 on your own, but I'll correct them with you. So first I'm going to put my 6 over here, and I'll put my dividend over here. So my divisor is over on the side, my dividend's on the inside, 2,748. Then I ask myself, 6 times how many hundreds gets me close to 2,700? So 6 times 100 is 600. 6 times 200 is 1,200. 6 times 300 is 1,800. So 1,000, that's closer. 1,800. 6 times 400 is 2,400, and 6 times 500 is 3,000. So 3,000 is too high. 24,000 will do the trick. And that was by 400. Now we'll find the difference. So 8 minus 0 is 8, 4 minus 0 is 4, 7 minus 4 is 3, and 2 minus 2 is nothing. So then we'll bring that up there, 348. Now the question continues. 6 times how many tens gets us close to but not over 348? 6 times 1 10 is 60. 2 tens is 180. 3 tens, or sorry, 2 tens is 120. 3 tens is 180. 4 tens would be 240. 5 tens, what's that? 5 tens times 60? 300. That's pretty close. That might be it. 6 tens times 6 is 360. That's too high. We can't do that. So we'll stick with the 50, 5 tens, 300, and then we'll go ahead and subtract. Then we'll bring that up here. Whoop. Not 300, just 48. 48. Then our question is, 6 times how many ones gets us 48? Well, we already just did 3 times 5 was 30, so we'll just hop up from there. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. Close. Try a little higher. 6 times 8 is 48. So 6 times 8, 48. 0, no remainders. So 458. All right, let's try another one. Pens are packaged in boxes of 8. The store is charged for a total of 4,576 pens. How many boxes of pens did they receive? So we'll put our divisor on the side. It's 8. Our dividend on the inside, 4, 5, 7, 6. Okay. What's the first step? How many hundreds do we need to multiply 8 by to get close to but not over 4,500? So let's use our facts. So if we weren't dealing with hundreds, just to get to like 45 instead of 4,500, how many 8s would you need? I know that 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. So that 8 times 6 is too high. 8 times 500 would be 4,000 or 4,000. So 500 there. Subtract and find the difference. 670, 500, and 0,000. Okay, bring that up top. 576. Now, how many groups of 10 do we need to multiply to get to 576? Well, I'm just going to think like 57 tens for now, like 57 tens and a little change. 8 times what gets you pretty close to 50, 7. So we just did 6 times 8 was 48. What's 7 times 50? So 8 times 7 tens would be 56 tens, which would be, oopsie, perfect, just underneath. So then we have 16 left over. So then we have 16. What do you multiply 8 by to get 16? Just 2, right? So then it's 502. Alrighty. Number 4. A factory has 2,160 erasers. They package them in groups of 5. How many packages of erasers does the factory have? So we put our divisor over here, our dividend on the inside. Okay, now they took away the zeros, but we know we're asked how many hundreds, sorry, how many hundreds we need to multiply 5 to get close to but not over 2100. So I know that 5 times 4 is 20. So 5 times 400 would be 2000, which is 100 less than 2100. So we'll put 400 here, 2000, also known as 2000. And I know people don't usually say 2000, but phrasing it in that way helps me understand the place value and apply that hundreds place value knowledge easier. So even though it sounds funky, just go with it. This is math, not language arts, right? Okay, 0, 6, 1 left over. Okay, so 160. 160. How many tens do we need to multiply to get 100 by 5 to get 160? Well, how many? 160 is 16 tens. So if we just scooch that off to the side, what do we multiply 5 by to get close to but not over 16? Well, 5, 10, 15. That's pretty close, right? 15. So 3 groups of 10 or 30 will get us 150. And then we have 10 left over. And then we bring that 10 up into our ones place. And then we have 5 times how many ones gets us 10? Well, 1 5 is 5 and 2 5s is 10. So it's just 2. So it's 432. I would like you to try number 5. Pause the video when you're ready to check number 5. Hit play. Okay, just number 5. All right, I'm going to try number 5 now. Here we go. A party planner has 834 small flowers to make party favors. She will put 3 flowers in each party favor. How many party favors can she make? So we'll put our 3, our divisor on the side, our dividend on the inside. How many hundreds do we need to get to close to but not over 800 something? So 200, right? Because 3 times 200 is 600, but 3 times 300 is 900. That's too big. So 600, and that's 200 there. That leaves us with 234. So then we're going to bring that here. Now, how many tens multiplied by 3 gets us close to but not over 230 or 23 tens? So I know 3 times 8 is 24. That's a little bit too high. So what about 3 times 7? That's 21. So 3 times 7 tens, 70 would be 21 tens, which then leaves us with 24, bringing that into here. Okay, 3 times what gets us 24? We just said it, it's 8. How fun. It's nice that all these math facts stay the same so we can use them when we find them somewhere else. 278 party favors. Oh, I realize I'm not writing it on the line, but I'm writing it here. We'll still do it. So 458 up there. 572 right there, 432 right there. All right, last one. If you're feeling good, even if you're not feeling good, give it a shot. See what happens. You might realize what areas you're missing in your understanding. Go ahead, try it, and then when you're ready, hit play. Okay, an artist has 956 tiles to use in a design. He plans to arrange the tiles in groups of 4 tiles. How many groups of 4 tiles can he make? So 4 over here, 956 over there. How many hundreds do I need to get close to but not over 900? Well, 200 would be 800. 300 would be 1200. So just 200 would do the trick. And then we're left with 156. 156. How many groups of 10 multiplied by 4 do we need to get to 156? Well, 156 is like 15 tens. So how many groups of 10? Let's say 3 tens is 120. 4 tens is 160. That's too high. So 3 tens, 30. 6, 3, 0. Okay, so then we bring our 36 up here. What do you multiply 4 by to get 36? 9. So then 239. Okay. Now I know that was a lot of new information, so we're going to stop there and pick up tomorrow or the next time there's a video, and I'll catch you later. Make sure you see if you have an assignment and try to practice your math facts. You can see how helpful that is, right? Practicing your math facts. So spend some time on one of the websites or using flashcards or something that's available to you and build your fact fluency. It's so, so important. All right, bye-bye, everybody.